Hello, welcome to Spanish Lessons with Dr. Alan Davison. The videos in this series are designed to be used with the Blurtso El Burro graded Spanish reader. The reader is available at Amazon.com or through my website at blurtso.com. Have fun. Today we will do a little bit more work with different types of clauses and determining whether we need to use the indicative or subjunctive in those clauses. Okay? First of all, if you haven't gone through the earlier videos explaining how to determine if it should be subjunctive in the different clauses, please do so and then come back to this video. Okay, first of all, we need to determine what type of clause we have. Number one, I doubt that she will come. I doubt what? I doubt that she will come. I doubt something. This, therefore, that she will come is a noun clause. What are the rules for noun clauses? We ask, if we've identified a noun clause, does the verb in the principal clause, the main clause, does it express doubt, denial, emotion, or volition? Volition, wanting to make something happen. Clearly, we have doubt here. If any of those four things are expressed in the main clause, then the verb in the subordinate clause will have to be in the subjunctive. So, yo dudo que ella, we don't have a future subjunctive, will come, so we have to use either present subjunctive, venga, yo dudo que ella venga, or we could say vaya a, vaya a venir, if we wanted to kind of get the idea of going to come. In either case, we have both venga and vaya are in the subjunctive because we have doubt in the principal clause. This is a noun clause. Doubt, denial, emotion, volition. Number two, she has a car that is new. She has a car that is new. What kind of car? A car that is new. That is new is an adjective clause describing what type of car. What do we ask in an adjective clause? We ask, does the thing being described exist? If the answer is no or I don't know, then the verb in the subordinate clause and the adjective clause is in the subjunctive. If the answer is yes, I'm sure it exists, then it would be indicative. In this case, she has a car that is new. That car exists, she has it. Therefore, indicative. Ella tiene un coche que es nuevo. Indicative, because that car exists. Okay, we know it exists. Okay, so we've had noun clause, adjective clause. How about this one? As soon as I know, I will tell you. As soon as, that is an adverbial conjunction, so we have an adverbial clause. We ask of these, if it's an adverbial conjunction of time, this one is of time, has the action happened? As soon as I know, I will tell you. That action has not happened. So en cuanto yo has not happened, therefore subjunctive. If it has happened, indicative. En cuanto yo sepa, I will tell you. Yo te lo diré. I will tell it to you. Sepa, subjunctive because this is an adverbial conjunction of time and the action has not yet happened. Okay, number four, if he comes, we can go. This is an if clause. If he comes, we can go. What do we ask about if clauses? We ask, is there a verb in the conditional tense? That is, would something. I would eat, would go, would read. If there's a verb in the conditional, then the verb after if is in the past subjunctive. Otherwise, there's no subjunctive and we just translate it as it is. We never use a present subjunctive in an if clause. Only if there's a would, we use a past subjunctive after if. So, if he comes, si él viene, we can go. Nosotros, optional, podemos, podemos ir. Okay, if clause. And indicative. Okay, they hoped she would be there. They hoped what? They hoped that she would be there. That is implied. We don't always use that in English, but we must in Spanish because we have two different subjects with conjugated verbs. They hoped. They hoped for what? Something. Noun clause. Doubt, denial, emotion, volition in the main clause. Hoped. Yes, there's hope. That's emotion. Therefore, the verb in the subordinate clause Would be must be subjunctive. Ellos esperaban or esperaron, depending on the context. Either one is a past tense. Que ella estuviera allí. Estuviera past subjunctive because we have a past verb in the principal clause and it's expressing emotion, doubt, denial, or emotion, therefore subjunctive in the subordinate clause. Okay, he wanted a shirt that is blue. That is blue. There's your adjective clause describing the shirt. He wanted a shirt that is blue. Does this shirt exist? Haven't found the specific one. Therefore, the verb in the subordinate clause and the adjective clause must be subjunctive. Él quería una camisa que, even though this says is, because we have this past verb in the principal clause in Spanish, this must be past in the subordinate clause. Él quería una camisa que, we don't know if it exists or not, fuera azul. Past subjunctive. Okay? She told me to do it. Okay, she told me to do it. She told me what? In other words, she said that I do it is really what we have to think of. Ella dijo que, she's telling me to do this. Doubt, denial, emotion, volition. This is a noun clause. Volition. She's trying to bring this about, make this happen. Ella dijo que yo lo hiciera. Okay, noun clause of volition, past tense in the principal clause, past subjunctive in the subordinate clause, in the noun clause. And finally, we would study if we had more time. This is an if clause. Is there a conditional verb in the sentence? A would. Here's the would. Therefore, the verb after if must be past subjunctive. We would study. Nosotros, optional. Estudiaríamos, would study, si tuviéramos más tiempo. Okay. Conditional verb. The verb after if then has to be past subjunctive. Okay. There's a little more practice with some different clauses. We can identify those clauses here one more time. This first one was a noun clause. Next was an adjective clause. Number 3, as soon as I know, that's adverbial of time. If she comes, that's an if clause. They hoped she would be there, that's a noun clause. He wanted a shirt that is blue, that's an adjective clause. She told me to do it, that's a noun clause. And finally, an if clause. We would study if we had more time. Okay, there you are. A little bit more practice with the subjunctive or indicative, depending on the rules.